2.
Wait. What was it again?
The causes of the Great
Lesson
Depression.
is about the causes of the Great Depression.
Alright.
3,
My
2,
knees hurt.
1.
Hey guys, back again with another banger, and here you go over to Muhammad.
Alright, the chapter's about the cost.
And okay guys, back at it again with another banger, and today we're going over to Muhammad and he's going to say some words.
Alright, the chapter's about
Keep on
the
going.
causes of Great Depression.
Enjoy this video.
Back at it again with another banger. Here we're over here to Muhammad, he's going to say some words.
Do you want me to say it?
Alright, back at another again with another banger, and Ayana's going to say some words about what we're learning about.
It's about the causes of the Great Depression. It's chapter 5, lesson 3.
And it's lit every single day.
Hello again, I'm Thaddeus Stevens, your host of History and You. Today we'll be talking about the Great Depression with Oliver McDonald, who had a farm, or actually lived on a farm, during the Great Depression.
That's right. Thank you for inviting me. You can call me. I don't like Oliver so much because you can just call me Ol instead of Oliver.
Ol it is. I must say, Ol, that you look tremendously young for a man in his 90s.
Well, that's what taking care of yourself is all about. And that's to you youngins out there. Am I pointing to the right place? I jump rope 50 times a day, eat right every day. I usually have a whole cabbage for breakfast. I get plenty of fresh air, and I make sure I see my plastic surgeon once a year.
You're 94 and you still jump rope?
Well, it's more like laying it on the ground and walking over it a few times. But I do count.
Okay, so tell us about your experience with the Great Depression. It started in 1929 and went through the entire 1930s.
Well, you probably know that the stock market collapsed in 1929. Well, it didn't actually collapse, it fell down and everything. But money-wise, financially, it bit the dust. So this started a spiral, kind of like a twister, you know. I saw a twister one.
Can we please stay on the topic of the Great Depression, please?
It was a big one, too. Anyway, so the stock market collapsed. Well, it didn't actually collapse and fall down or anything.
You already said that. I'm not upset, just you already said that.
What happened was people, over-speculated. They over-speculated. Kind of sounds like over-spectacles. If I put my glasses on top of my head, and I have spectacles over my head. Over-spectacled, over-speculated.
Yes, those are nice spectacles on your head, but what is over-speculation? I presume you're talking about over-speculation on stocks? I guess we first have to explain what stocks are. Could you please explain the idea of stocks?
Stocks are sold when a company needs money. Stocks are something where you kind of buy a part of a company for a certain price. If the company is doing well, usually people want to buy those stocks from you. So people are buying more stocks than are sold, and the price goes up.
It's like when a new video game comes out and there aren't as many games as there are people who want to buy the game. You can charge more for the game because so many people want it.
Yeah, like when I bought Call of Duty, World War II. Yeah, it was like that. I bought it early. I played it with my wife. So you could then sell your stock for more than you bought it for because people wanted it, then we're selling it. So more people wanted it than we're selling it. Well, the stock market crashed when people realized they had over-speculated. Thought the stocks were worth more than they were and started selling their stocks. People were selling more stocks than were being bought. So much that everyone sold more and more and more and more and more and more and more. The stock prices fell until it was a disaster because nobody was buying them. People who bought them and who sold them suffered. That is what over-speculating does. Bummer, man.
Now, a second cause of the Great Depression happened a few years after this, when people started panicking because they thought the banks were going to close and they were going broke. So they ran to get their money out before the banks ran out of money. These were called runs on the bank. When the bank ran out of money, it closed forever. Anyone who had money in the bank didn't get it and never got it. The Federal Reserve needed to help the banks, but did not.
They had runs, when you get old, you eat the wrong food, sometimes you have runs too, Yeah, people were booking and bolting to the bank. Hey, that was alliteration. Cool. Could you imagine Usain Bolt booking to the bank to get his money? Awesome, dude. Yeah, the Federal Reserve needed to help the banks but didn't. I don't know what the Federal Reserve was reserving its money for, but the Federal Reserve wasn't doing it.
If you were a bank, you must have needed a reservation to get money from the Federal Reserve. Huh? The last cause of the Great Depression was tariffs or taxes on imports. Our country put on things that we buy from other countries.
We did that so that other countries wouldn't sell things to us so cheaply that our companies couldn't compete and would go out of business. Of course, the problem with that is that it reduces international trade. We weren't trading back and forth because nobody could because it was too expensive. Because you can't sell stuff over there and they can't sell over here because it's too expensive, and that makes us lose jobs.
Well, that's all the time for now. We will continue our conversation about the Great Depression with Old MacDonald, who had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Like I never heard that one before.
Thanks again for watching History and You. I'm your host, Thaddeus Stevens. Until next time.
Once again, it's chapter 5, lesson 3. So make sure you remember, write down your notes, and get everything in your memory because you don't want to fail the checkpoint or the test. That'll be bad. Thanks for watching. Bye!